This is a neutrophil. Before we explain what this guy is and what he does, you're going to learn a little bit about his ancestry. We start off with this guy in the bone marrow, where these guys, multipotent hematopoietic stem cells, are developed. We can consider these guys a starting point of a lot of the important cells in our innate and adaptive immunity. These guys evolve into an array of cells, but we care about this one, the common myeloid progenitor, also in the bone marrow. If this guy moves to the blood, he becomes the world's smallest starfish, the immature dendritic cell, or he can turn into the granulocyte and macrophage progenitor while still in the bone marrow. From this guy comes our main character, the neutrophil, which occurs when the progenitor moves to the blood, or it can become a basophil, an eosinophil. They both, all three of them look like they have acne, but that acne is very important, and if they didn't have that acne look and stuff, we'd be dead.
Next, I'm going to be talking about neutrophil structure. Neutrophils are overall circular cells with lobed nucleuses, typically of 3 to 5 lobes. These nucleuses are surrounded by cytoplasm littered with all of these different granules. These granules are released during the process of degranulation. Firstly, being secretory granules. These release cytokines, chemokines involved in chemotaxis, getting all those other immune cells to the site of infection. Next are gelatinase granules. These contain gelatinase enzyme, helps break down matrix metalloprotein and remodel tissue. Next, they would be secondary. These contain protein and enzymes with very specific functions in both chemotaxis and phagocytosis. Lastly would be primary granules. These contain enzymes and proteins that are toxic to microorganisms. They kill microorganisms in the process of degranulation and also killing engulfed microorganisms that have been engulfed through phagocytosis. Another cool process is netosis. These are actually modified chromatin, which have been kind of covered in all of these different proteins and enzymes of these different granules. These eject from the cell, make contact with bacterial cells and kill them, while also accelerating the cell death of the neutrophil in the process.
Neutrophils are most prominently known for phagocytosis and activation of bactericidal mechanisms. Neutrophils play a huge role in inflammation and infection control. When an infection occurs, macrophages release proteins called cytokines and chemokines, and these tell other cells where to go and what to do. The introduction of these proteins allows for an increase in the permeability of blood vessel walls. This is essential for protein and fluid movement into tissue associated with inflammation. Cytokines and chemokines released by macrophages help to point neutrophils in the direction of infection. Neutrophils then migrate into the tissues to target infection. Neutrophils can aid in controlling the infection by the process of phagocytosis or cell eating and by the usage of enzymes contained in their granules that work against microbes. The accumulation of neutrophils in tissues can cause symptoms such as redness, heat, and swelling, also known as inflammation.